Hello and welcome. My name is Rup Wazir and I'm an Impact Manager at Next 50. Joining me today is Gina Del Castillo, who is our Manager of Community Engagement. Colorado Organizational Resiliency, also referred to as COR, is our newest opportunity and the first funding opportunity that we are opening in 2024. We are excited to provide an overview of this funding opportunity. We strongly encourage those interested in this funding opportunity to schedule a discovery call with a Next 50 staff member before applying. Instructions on how to schedule a call are included at the end of this presentation and on our website.
A few housekeeping items. Before we begin, we want to go over a few housekeeping items. This webinar is not live. This is a recording and is available to view and refer to at any time on our website. You may click the closed captioning icon at the bottom of the screen if needed. This webinar is intended to be an overview of this funding opportunity. For additional details, including our full grant guidelines, information about our priority areas, priority populations, and the evaluation criteria can be found on our website. Please make note of any questions you may have specific to your organization and be sure to review all of the resources we have available before scheduling a discovery call and applying. Next slide.
For those of you unfamiliar with us, I'd like to offer just a little background about who we are and some exciting changes to our organization. Next 50, formerly known as Next 50 Initiative, is a Colorado-based private foundation. Our mission is to promote independence and dignity for the aging population, to include the needs of low and moderate income persons, encompassing individuals with physical, cognitive, or behavioral disabilities, by encouraging and supporting innovative, affordable, and coordinated services and initiatives. While we do fund nationally, as part of our formation agreement, 80% of our funding is specifically intended for Colorado-based organizations. Therefore, some of our funding opportunities are restricted to Colorado-based entities, while others may be open to organizations nationally.
Updates to our strategic plan. In September of 2023, we welcomed our new CEO, Peter Caldas, who joins us having been at the CEO for the American Society on Aging. We are excited to have Peter on board to lead us in a new and focused direction. Additionally, we have made some important updates to our strategic plan and have launched a new website. One of the most significant changes to our strategic direction is the introduction of our new priority areas. These priority areas will help us to focus on funding in 3 specific areas related to aging, including ending ageism, advancing digital equity, and supporting aging in place. We will provide more details about our priority areas in the next slide. Additionally, we are introducing 2 new funding opportunities this year, including the Colorado Organization Resiliency opportunity, also known as COR, which opens in February and is open to Colorado-based organizations, and our Changing Aging opportunity, which will open in July and is open to organizations nationally. We will continue to offer our Sudden and Urgent Need grants, or SUN, funding opportunity for Colorado-based organizations as well. The SUN opportunity will be open in February and will be available on a rolling basis until funding runs out. Next slide.
As we mentioned in our last slide, Next 50 has identified 3 new priority areas to focus our grant-making efforts. Our first priority is ending ageism. This focuses on ending age-related stereotypes, prejudice, and discrimination directed toward others and ourselves. In this priority, we seek to fund initiatives to expand research and data collection to include older adults, increasing social awareness of ageism, such as with efforts to include age diversity in media, age-inclusive workforce or human resources training, age-friendly community initiatives, including intergenerational efforts, and policy and advocacy efforts for legal protections against age-related bias. Our second priority is advancing digital equity. This focuses on addressing the accessibility and affordability of technology for all older adults and the organizations that serve them. In this priority, we seek to fund efforts that increase access to technology, programs that promote age-inclusive design and aging-in-place technologies, AI for social impact programs benefiting older adults, policy and advocacy efforts to increase affordable internet access, and digital literacy programs, including those that facilitate digital access to financial resources. Our third and final priority area is supporting aging in place. This focuses on the resources and economic freedom needed for older adults to live where they feel most comfortable and maintain autonomy. Affordable housing, this priority, we seek to fund affordable housing or homelessness prevention programs, creative solutions for in-home wraparound services, caregiver or direct care workforce support services, access to public benefits assistance, including financial literacy programs, and legal assistance services, including fraud prevention and education. Please note the list of eligible funding requests are meant to be examples. There may be other related priorities that fit within these categories. Please reach out to us to schedule a discovery call to discuss alignment of your specific needs.
Another change we recently adopted is a more intentional focus on understanding how intersectional identities can affect the way people age. Intersectionality refers to the interconnected nature of social categorizations, such as race, gender, class, and other identity factors which create unique and overlapping systems of disadvantage or privilege. When considering older adults and their intersectional identities, it becomes evident that their experiences are shaped by the interplay of various factors, leading to distinct challenges within systemic structures. Therefore, Next 50 aims to direct financial support to organizations that grasp and confront the intersectional identities of older adults, and applicants for all our funding opportunities will be required to demonstrate commitment to advancing equity for marginalized older adults. Applicants seeking core funding must demonstrate how they currently serve historically marginalized or geographically underserved older adults, including, but not limited to, the following priority populations, which include Black, African American, American Indian, Alaska Native, Asian, Native Hawaiian, and other Pacific Islander, immigrant and refugee communities, LGBTQ plus communities, Hispanic or Latino, low income, homeless, rural, and frontier communities, or living with physical, cognitive, and behavioral disability. Next slide.
All right, let's get into the details and guidelines for our Colorado Organizational Resiliency Funding Opportunity. The purpose of the funding opportunity is to provide Colorado-based nonprofits serving marginalized older adults 50 plus with flexible financial support to increase their organizational strength and ability to withstand and adapt to challenges, disruptions, and changes while continuing to fulfill their mission. Eligible entities include 501c3 organizations, which are Colorado-based. The organizations that apply should also clearly be able to demonstrate how they serve marginalized older adults through their programs and services. Please note that each entity may only submit one application for COR. Applying entities are eligible to apply for up to 2 years of funding. Organizations may request up to a maximum amount of $150,000 each year up to 2 years for a total maximum request of $300,000. Please only request what you need. Funding is very limited and very competitive.
Financial eligibility. Please note our financial eligibility requirements. An organization's financial audit is required for organizations requesting more than $30,000 per year. Nonprofits with an annual operating budget of $500,000 or less are eligible to request more than $30,000. If an organization is invited to stage 2 of the application process, these organizations can submit an external financial review or compilation instead of an audit. We do allow for organizations to apply with a fiscal sponsor. More information on fiscal sponsorship is available on our website. Next slide.
Next 50 has consistently received significantly more applications than we can fund in each funding cycle. So we are introducing a two-stage application process for this funding opportunity, aiming to enhance the efficiency and benefit for both applicants and our organization. We will start with a LOI for stage one. In the first stage, grant seekers will fill out a concise application within our online grants management system. Applicants will be asked to provide a brief overview of how the requested funds will enhance organizational resilience, showcase the organization's dedication to justice, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and emphasize its priority on supporting marginalized older adults. After reviewing the applications, Next 50 will notify applicants via email, either declining their request or extending an invitation to advance to the next phase of the review process. The second stage of the evaluation process will be exclusively offered to applicants who most strongly align with COR funding guidelines. This stage involves a virtual site visit with a staff reviewer, providing an opportunity for a more in-depth discussion about the organization's funding needs. During the site visit, applicants can expect the reviewer to ask clarifying questions about the request in alignment with our evaluation criteria. Applicants invited to schedule a virtual site visit will also be required to submit financial documents and other necessary attachments, such as a balance sheet, profit and loss statements, and audited financials. It is important to note that not all applicants will be invited for a virtual site visit, and participation in a site visit does not guarantee funding. Some applicants who participate in a site visit will not receive funding. Award notifications will be announced in mid-May 2024.
Core Stage 1 LOI details. The Colorado Organizational Resiliency Stage 1 Letter of Interest or Letter of Intent details. Please note that applications for Stage 1 LOI will be open on February 14th and are due on March 6th at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We encourage all folks to begin drafting and editing their application in the provided Word document version before copying and pasting the content into Flex application to submit. There is no word limit for the narrative responses. However, we ask that you keep your responses focused and concise. All Stage 1 applicants will be required to submit their IRS determination letter, the organization's non-discrimination policy, and if applicable, their fiscal sponsor agreement. Next slide.
Here we have listed some requests that would be eligible for this funding opportunity. These include infrastructure and facility improvements, collaborative initiatives, technology upgrades, strategic planning initiatives, joint ventures and mergers, organizational financial audits, diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice initiatives, and staff development. Detailed information with examples of requests for these categories can be found on our website. Please note that what we have listed here and on the website are just examples. We recognize that you understand your organizational needs best. Therefore, we welcome other community-centered ideas for other types of support to build organizational resilience. We highly encourage interested applicants to schedule a discovery call to discuss their ideas with a Next 50 staff member before applying.
What will not be funded? Entities located outside of Colorado, universities, government entities, LLC, or for-profit organizations. We do not accept applications from for-profit organizations under a nonprofit fiscal sponsor. Requests that duplicate state or federal funding, including Medicare and Medicaid. Requests that do not align with Next 50's funding priorities or equity focus. Requests for matching state or federal funding. Lobbying, political campaigns, and requests with the goal of supporting a specific political position. Fundraising and general event sponsorships. Type 3 non-functionally integrated support organizations as classified by IRS Form 990 Schedule A Part 1, or laboratory research. Next slide.
Applications will be evaluated using multiple criteria, including the organization's connection to marginalized older adults. Requesting organizations must demonstrate a current focus on serving marginalized populations age 50 plus and/or their caregivers. Please refer to our list of priority populations. Applicants who demonstrate a strong understanding of the intersectional identities of the older adults they serve and who demonstrate actively working to dismantle systemic barriers to access will be prioritized. Applicants must also clearly demonstrate the organization's commitment to justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion, including staff and leadership diversity, as well as thoughtful and intentional efforts to understand and promote equitable and inclusive values as an organization. We will also evaluate on the request's impact on organizational resiliency. Applicants will need to clearly describe how the requested funds will be used to sustainably support organizational resilience. Alignment to priority areas. Applicants should be able to briefly describe how their work with older adults aligns with one or more of Next 50's priority areas, including ending ageism, advancing digital equity, and supporting aging in place. Innovation. Applicants should articulate how their request is innovative by either highlighting the novelty of the requested idea or by showcasing how the request goes beyond existing solutions to increase organizational effectiveness, equity, efficiency, or sustainability. We will also review based on need for funds. Applicants must clearly describe their organization's financial need for requested funds. We expect to receive more applications than we will be able to fund, so we will consider both an organization's need for funding and its financial sustainability. If you have significant cash reserves or a budget surplus, please explain why the requested funds are needed. Similarly, if you have a low cash reserves or a budget deficit, please remember to share how the requested funds will help improve financial sustainability and/or how you plan to improve your financial position. And finally, we will evaluate on thoroughness and timeliness of submission. Grant seekers must submit all grant materials on time to be considered for funding. All attached documents must be readable in the submitted format. Please do not submit password-protected documents, as these cannot be opened or considered. And all of these evaluation criteria and some information about each of these categories is on our website as well.
Grant management system.
Please note that while we do have a Word doc version of the application for you to use, as you draft and edit your LOI, you will need to create a Flux account if you don't already have one to submit the LOI using the grant portal. For new users, please note that it can take up to 2 days for a new account to be approved. Please register for your account well before the deadline of March 6th to ensure your ability to submit your application on time.
Next steps. For those of you interested in applying for COR, please follow these following steps. Discovery calls are not mandatory, but are highly encouraged to determine if COR funding is a fit. Please note, our discovery call time slots are now only 15 minutes to accommodate more calls. Therefore, we ask that you review the COR materials on our website and have questions ready prior to meeting with a staff member. Before you apply, be sure to read over our full grant guidelines, evaluation criteria, and tip sheet on our website. You will also need to create and/or access your account for your Flux Grant Management Portal. Again, the offline version of the application is available on our website, and we highly encourage you to use the offline version to save and finalize your work before copying and pasting into Flux before submission.
Thank you for joining our webinar. We hope that the information provided has been helpful to you as you consider applying for the Colorado Organizational Resiliency Funding Opportunity. If you have any remaining questions, please reach out to schedule a discovery call. We will end the recording now. Have a great rest of your day and week.